I still set the table for two every night, then I catch my mistake in the dim kitchen light. The silence is heavy, it sits in your chair, and I'm reaching for shadows that just aren't there. I've memorized every crack on the floor, counting the steps since you walked out that door. They say time is a healer, a thief for the pain, but I'm still standing out in our memories' rain. And it's cold, yeah, it's cold. I'm broken, but I'm still here, holding on to the ghost of a vanished year. Like a house with no roof in a beautiful storm, I'm trying to keep what is left of us warm. My heart is a map that leads nowhere but back to the colors we had that have faded to black. I'm shattered, I'm hollow, I'm crying these tears. I'm broken, but I'm still here. Your scent on my sweater is starting to fade, just like the promises that we both made. I pass by the places where we used to hide, and I feel the old ghost of you wake up inside. The world keeps on moving, it's cool how it spins, while I'm stuck at the part where the ending begins. If I let go of the hurt, do I lose you for good? I'd fix every piece of us both if I could. But some things are meant to be left in the dust, and I'm learning to breathe through the ruins of us. So I'm broken, but I'm still here, holding on to the ghost of a vanished year. Like a house with no roof in a beautiful storm, I'm trying to keep what is left of us warm. My heart is a map that leads nowhere but back to the colors we had that have faded to black. I'm shattered, I'm hollow, I'm crying these tears. I'm broken, but I'm still but I'm still here. I wore my smile like a well-rehearsed line, told everybody that I was doing fine. I kept the curtains drawn when the world got loud, just another shadow lost in the crowd. You saw the surface, the calm of the lake, but never the pressure that it takes not to break. I'm a master of the how have you been, while I'm drowning in the static under my skin. And you never knew, no, you never knew. This is the pain you never saw, the hidden cracks, the quiet flaw, the way I hold my breath until my chest turns blue, trying to survive the ghost of you. It's the midnight pacing on the bedroom floor, the silence screaming at a closed up door. I'm a burning house that's standing tall and raw, nursing the pain you never saw. I deleted the photos but kept every scar. I drive past your house but I stay in the car. There's a heavy kind of hurting that doesn't make a sound, like a lead heavy anchor that's keeping me drowned. You think I'm moving on, you think I'm doing great, but I'm just a victim of my own dead weight. It's the tears This is the pain you never saw, the hidden cracks, the quiet flaw, the way I hold my breath until my chest turns blue, trying to survive the ghost of you. It's the midnight pacing on the bedroom floor, the silence screaming at a closed up door. I'm a burning house that's standing tall and raw, nursing the pain you never saw. You see the light in the window, but you don't see the dark inside. You see me walking away, but you don't see where I hide. No, you don't see the pain you never saw. The pain you never saw. I didn't need a contract or a promise in the stone. I didn't need a witness just to feel I wasn't alone. I didn't ask for heaven or a sign up in the sky. I just looked into the hollow of your dark and restless eye, and I threw my heart in blindly where the water's deep and cold, trading every bit of safety for a hand I couldn't hold. They say to believe it, that's the way the story goes, but I felt you in the spaces that a shadow never shows, and I stayed, yeah, I stayed, yeah, I stayed, because I loved you without proof, with no safety net below me, and no shelter on the roof. I believed in every whisper, even when they weren't true. I was a desperate believer in the miracle of you. I didn't need a reason and I didn't need a sign. I just poured my life into you and I called your spirit mine. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of a truth I couldn't choose, learning how The moon was just a sliver, a pale and jagged line. I sat there in the driveway, tracing circles on my spine. The engine was still humming, a low and steady drone. But for the first time in 1,000 days, I felt truly alone. I looked up at your window where the light had gone to sleep, and I realized there were secrets that I couldn't even keep. My fingers reached for the ignition, then they pulled away. There were a million desperate reasons I was begging me to stay, but the air inside was heavy with the things we never said. That was the night I let go, the quietest goodbye that you'll never know. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I didn't break a thing. I just set down the heavy weight I wasn't meant to bring. The world didn't stop turning, there was no thunder in the sky, just the sound of my own heartbeat finally telling me a lie, that I'd be fine, that I'd be whole. The night I let go of your soul. I drove until the streetlights turned to shadows in the mist, thinking about the future and the life that won't exist. I passed the park where we first met, I didn't even slow. I watched our favorite memories in the rearview mirror glow. It's a strange kind of freedom when you finally hit the floor and you realize you aren't fighting for a person anymore. I thought I'd feel a shattering, a violent kind of grief, but it felt more like a falling leaf, a terrible relief. The tether finally snapped, the anchor finally slipped, and I looked at the empty sea where my heart was usually gripped. That was the night I let go, the quietest goodbye that you'll never know. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I didn't break a thing. I just set down the heavy weight I wasn't meant to bring. The world didn't stop turning, there was no thunder in the sky, just the sound of my own heartbeat finally telling me a lie, that I'd be whole, that I'd be whole. The night I let go of your soul. I'm still driving. Love is long and the stars are cold, but I'm not holding on. No, I'm just a ghost in the wind now. The night I let go, the night I let go, I finally let go. went to sleep with your arm across my chest, in a house that felt like home, in a heart that felt at rest. The coffee was still sitting in the pot from yesterday. We were talking about the summer and the places we would stay, but the sun came up a stranger and the air felt thin and blue. I turned to reach for us, but I only found you. There was no warning in the wind, no flicker in the light, no cracks along the ceiling through the middle of the night. But when I looked into your eyes, the spark was out of sight. Love went missing overnight without a struggle, without a fight. I woke up in the wreckage of a dream that didn't break. It just evaporated in the time it took to wake. Yesterday we were a fire, today we're just a cold, searching for the pieces of the hands I used to hold. It didn't fade to gray, it didn't slowly lose its light. Love just went missing overnight. Your shoes are by the doorway, your keys are on the shelf, but you're acting like a ghost who doesn't recognize itself. I'm asking where it went, but you got nothing left to say. Like someone stole your heart and led the melody away. How can 1,000 promises just vanish in the dark and leave me in a forest without a single spark? Is there a thief who wanders in when lovers are asleep to take the only treasures that we swore we'd always keep? Did I miss the sunset? Did I miss the final bell? Or did you just stop loving me in a way you couldn't tell? Love went missing overnight without a struggle, without a fight. I woke up in the wreckage of a dream that didn't break. It just evaporated in the time it took to wake. Yesterday we were a fire, today we're just a cold, searching for the pieces of the hands I used to hold. It didn't fade to gray, it didn't slowly lose its light. Love just went missing overnight. Check the hallways, check the stairs, but there's no one living there. One day we were everything, the next we were a ghost. The thing I needed most just went missing overnight. Where did it go overnight? I was halfway through the chapter, the one where we get right. I was picking out the colors for a kitchen bathed in light. I had the dog named and the garden planned in June. I was silence that felt just like a theft. I'm holding on to sentences that you didn't let me finish. Watching every hope I had begin to slowly diminish. The ink is wet, but the story's done. You took the end and you took the happily ever after. You stole the final scene and all the echoes of our laughter. I'm standing with a middle that has nowhere left to go. A map that stops abruptly at the places we don't know. I didn't get to say it, I didn't get to try. You just closed the book and didn't even say goodbye. Now I'm a ghost in a story that stopped pretending, 'cause you took the ending. I'm looking for the plot twist, for the reason or the why, but there's no dramatic climax, just a pale and empty sky. You left the characters in limbo, you left the bridge half built, and I'm the only one left feeling all this heavy guilt. How can you write it forever and then just put down the pen, leaving me to wonder if I'll ever breathe again? There's no to be continued, no sequel in the works, just the cold and hollow feeling where your memory still lurks. I'm staring at a blank page where our future used to be, and I'm realizing you didn't want the rest of me. You took the end and you took the happily ever after. You stole the final scene and all the echoes of our laughter. I'm standing with a middle that has nowhere left to go. A map that stops abruptly at the places we don't know. I didn't get to say it, I didn't get to try. You just closed the book and didn't even say goodbye. Now I'm a ghost in a story that stopped pretending, 'cause you took the ending. The credits are rolling, but I'm still in my seat, waiting for a resolution that'll never be complete. The lights are up, the theater's bare, and I'm just a character with no one there. You took the ending, yeah, you took it all. You took the ending, and I'm still waiting for the fall. I looked in the mirror at a face I used to know, but the spark in the reflection died a year or two ago. I still walk the same streets, I still buy the same bread, but there's a different kind of heartbeat living in my chest instead. I used to be a soft light, I used to be a song, but the silence you left behind is much too loud and much too long. I'm a house with the power out, shivering in the hall, trying to remember how I looked before the fall. But the person I was, he went away with you. Your absence changed me, it let me out find yourself again. Like I'm a set of keys, but I'm scattered like the ashes blowing in the autumn breeze. I can't go back to who I was. That version's dead and gone, buried in the backyard of a house we called our own. Your absence changed me. It bent me out of shape. It's a prison in my mind, which I never can escape. I'm not the man I used to be. I'm someone new and cold, tracing all the jagged lines of the hands I used to hold. It didn't just break my heart, it rewrote every part. It took the color from the sky and the meaning from the art. I'm a stranger to myself, and it's a lonely thing to see how much your absence changed the ghost of me. I'm still standing, but I'm built of different stone. I'm still breathing, but I've never been this alone. You're not here to see, you're not here to care, but I'm a different person. Because you aren't there. Your absence changed me. Yeah, it changed everything. We were a fortress built on shifting sand, with a compass spinning in the palm of our hand. We swore the seasons wouldn't touch our leaves, that we were the exception that the world believes. We had the passion and we had the will, but the clock on the mantle was never still. And minute by minute, the glow started to gray, as the forever we promised began to fray. It wasn't a betrayal, it wasn't a lie, it wasn't a fire that fell from the sky. It was just the sun setting day after day, until we forgot how to find our way. We didn't survive the distance, we didn't survive the years. We drowned in a river of quiet, unspoken fear. was just the way it had to be. We didn't survive, no, we didn't survive. Time faded, just a little bit of time, and now you aren't mine. I remember when the space between us was a bridge. We meet in the middle on the highest mountain ridge. Your hand was a compass, mine was the map. There wasn't a shadow, there wasn't a gap. But slowly the floorboards started to spread, leaving words unspoken and prayers unsaid. We didn't see the canyon, we didn't see the fall, until the sweet in the air turned into salt. I reached for your shoulder in the dark of the hall, but my fingers hit nothing but the cold of the wall. The distance grew longer while we slept side by side. Love fell between us right through the floor into a place where we don't go anymore. It slipped through the cracks of the how was your day and drifted 1,000 long miles away. We were standing so close I could hear when you breathe, but the ghost of our rhythm had already left. We didn't walk away, no, we stood perfectly still while love fell between us, and it always will. Now I watch you across the kitchen sink, and I'm terrified to ask you what you really think. The table feels wider, the ceiling feels high. There's a heavy gray ocean in the back of your eye. We're talking about weather, we're talking about bills, while the silence is growing and the memory kills. We're two islands drifting in a house made of wood, losing the always and the could if we would. Did it fall in the winter? Did it slip in the spring? When did we lose the weight of the ring? I jump in the darkness to find where it went, but I'm already broken and I'm already spent. Love fell between us right through the floor into a place where we don't go anymore. It slipped through the cracks of the how was your day and drifted 1,000 long miles away. We were standing so close I could hear when you breathe, but the ghost of our rhythm had already left. We didn't walk away, no, we stood perfectly still while love fell between us, and it always will. It fell in the quiet, it fell in the loud. It felt like rain reflects from a heavy cloud. I'm on this side and you're on that, and there's nothing but a hole where our hearts once set. It fell between us. Yeah, it fell between us. And I can't reach you anymore. No, I can't reach you anymore. I saw you at the station, just a Tuesday afternoon. A face I used to memorize, a heart I thought in tune. You were wearing that old jacket, the one with the frayed sleeve, the one I used to patch for you when you were scared to leave. But you didn't see me standing there, or maybe you just didn't look, like I was just a sentence in a long discarded book. The air between us froze as you checked your watch inside, and I felt the final flicker of the us we kept inside. No lightning strike, no crashing wave, no cinematic scene, just the cold and hollow space of everything between. The history we written turned to static on the wire. This was the day we became strangers, the day the I love yous turned to hidden dangers. I looked in your eyes and I didn't see home, just a vast empty hallway where I'm standing alone. We didn't say goodbye, we didn't even say hello, we just let the heavy weight of the silence grow. A lifetime of secrets now locked into different keys. This was the day we finally turned the pages and became strangers. And became strangers. I almost called your name out, it was halfway up my throat. A desperate drowning sailor looking for a life raft boat. But your expression was acidity that I didn't recognize. No maps left to follow, no familiar sunrise. You walked right past my shoulder, a ghost in a hurry, while my vision started blurring in a sudden salt-stung flurry. How do we go from skin on skin to sorry, excuse me, to a version of the future where you never really knew me? Is it better this way, to be shadows in the street, to forget the way our hearts used to find a common beat? I'm a foreigner now in the country of your chest, just another name on a list of the guests. This was the day we became strangers, the day the I love yous turned to hidden dangers. I looked in your eyes and I didn't see home, just a vast empty hallway where I'm standing alone. We didn't say goodbye, we didn't even say hello, we just let the heavy weight of the silence grow. A lifetime of secrets now locked into different cages. This was the day we finally turned the pages and became strangers. I watched your back fade into the 2020 fave crowd. The silence in my head was getting much too loud. Just two people sharing the same rain, sharing the same sidewalk up, never the same pain. We're strangers now. Yeah, we're strangers. I don't know you, and you don't know me anymore. I'm running my thumb along the edge of the frame where the glass met the floor. When you shouted my name, it didn't fall to pieces, it didn't turn to dust. It's just holding the weight of a dying trust. I see the hairline fracture running down your face in the photo we took in that seaside place. We're still in the picture, we're still in the light, but something went crooked in the middle of the night. It's not a clean break, it's not a total end. It's the jagged little canyon that we can't quite mend, and it's leaking, yeah, it's leaking. Our love cracked, but it didn't shatter. But sometimes the damage is all that can matter. It's still holding together by a thread and a prayer. But there's a cold winter wind whistling through the air. You can still see the shape of the heart we once made, but the structural integrity is starting to fade. We're a porcelain vase that's been dropped on the stone. Love cracked, and now we're alone. I try to fill the silence with the how was your day, but the words slip through the fissures and they drift away. Every kiss feels brittle, every touch feels thin, like we're terrified to let the real world in. If I hold you too tight, will the whole thing give way? Or are we just statues made of unhardened clay? We're walking on eggshells in a house made of glass, watching the ghosts of our forever past. They say you can glue it, you can hide it with gold, but it'll never be the story that we originally told. The scars are too deep and the lines are too clear to pretend that the breaking didn't happen here. Our love cracked, but it didn't shatter. But sometimes the damage is all that can matter. It's still holding together by a thread and a prayer. But there's a cold winter wind whistling through the air. You can still see the shape of the heart we once made, but the structural integrity is starting to fade. We're a porcelain vase that's been dropped on the stone. Love cracked, and now we're alone. It's still in one piece, but it's not the same. I'm still holding on, but I'm feeling the strain. One more tremor, one more sigh. Love crack, and it's beginning to die. It cracked, it didn't shatter, but it's over. I try to pull you closer in the kitchen tonight, but your shoulder felt jagged and the fit wasn't right. We used to be like water, filling every empty space, folding in like shadows in a familiar embrace. But now there's a distance in the way that we stand, like a foreign language in the palm of my hand. We're the same two people in the same four walls, but the echoes are different when the evening falls. We've been molded by the silence and the things we didn't say. I'm looking at your silhouette against the 2020 thin moon, waiting for a harmony that's falling out of tune. We're two puzzles mixed together, spilled across the floor, but the colors don't match up like they did once before. You reach for my waist, but I've shifted my weight, tangled in the wires of a self-inflicted fate. Is it the time that wore us down, or the friction of the years that smooth away the us until it disappeared? We're two statues in a garden, frozen in the rain, trying to feel a love that we can't even explain. Our love forgot our shape, it doesn't know us anymore. It's a key that doesn't turn in a dead-bolted door. We're trying to remember how the pieces used to blur, but I'm a stranger to you, and you're a ghost of who you were. The curves have all gone hollow, the edges turned to stone. In this bed built for two, we're vibrating alone. It's the saddest kind of magic, this slow and cold escape when the heart loses its memory and love forgets our It forgot the way we tangled, it forgot the way we grew. It's a map without a legend, leading me away from you. I don't fit in your arms, you don't fit in mine. Love forgot our shape, forgot our shape, and we're running out of I've watched your taillights bleeding through the 2025 rain, while I stood on the porch with a chest full of pain. I had a list of reasons and 1,000 pleases stored, but they stay behind my teeth, just a silent, heavy hoard. I waited for the perfect time, for the stars to align, but the clock ran out of patience while I was drawing out a line. The air was cold and empty when I finally found the breath to say the words that could have saved us from this quiet death. But the driveway was empty, and the street was a ghost. My heart spoke too late, it found its voice in the dark when the fire was already ash and there wasn't a spark. I shouted I love you to a door that was closed, to a life that was finished, to a truth predisposed. I kept my secrets guarded like a treasure in a cave. Now I'm just whispering sorry to an open grave. The timing was a thief, or maybe it was fate, but I found the words to say. Just a second too late. Too late to turn the car around, too late to find some common ground. The silence is the answer now to every why and every how. My heart is screaming now. Your long gone. So sorry. My heart spoke too late. It spoke too late.
I was still counting the days like they were infinite and gold, thinking we had decades left for the stories to be told. The coffee's still warm in the mug you left behind, a half-finished sentence in a life we just designed. I didn't get to brace myself, I didn't get to pray. The sky was perfectly blue when you were taken away. The calendar is lying, it says it's only been a week, but I've aged 1,000 years in the words I cannot speak. The world didn't give me a warning. You were gone too soon, like a star before the night, like a summer afternoon that lost its grip on light. I was just getting started on loving you right, but you vanished like a
where you're looking at the lens, just candid blurs of laughter and the faces of your friends. I never held a whole of you, the part that stays for good. I only caught the splinters and the maybes in the wood. A Saturday in April, a Tuesday in the rain, small pieces of a person that I couldn't quite sustain. I gathered up the moments like falling autumn leaves, building up a kingdom out of nothing but retreats. But a collection isn't a collective, and it's making me bleed. Because I loved you in fragments, I loved you in parts, in the jagged little spaces between our beating hearts. I never had the center, just the edges of the frame. I only had the echo, never the whisper of my name. I was trying to build a tower out of pebbles in the stream, stitching up a shadow to the fabric of a dream. It was never a whole story, just the pages I could scavenge. I loved you in fragments and I couldn't stop the damage. I knew the way you liked your tea, but not the way you grieve. I knew the way you looked at dawn, but not the way you'd leave. You gave me just enough of you to keep me on the line, a beautiful mosaic that I tried to claim as mine. But you can't hold a reflection when the mirror starts to shake, and you can't fix a person that you didn't get to break. Oh, one piece was your kindness, one piece was your fear, one piece was the way you'd always disappear. I'm sitting on the floor now with the pieces in my lap, trying to find a pattern in a broken hollow map. Because I loved you in fragments, I loved you in parts, in the jagged little spaces between our beating hearts. I never had the center, just the edges of the frame. I only had the echo, never the whisper of my name. I was trying to build a tower out of pebbles in the stream, stitching up a shadow to the fabric of a dream. It was never a whole story, just the pages I could scavenge. I loved you in fragments and I couldn't stop the damage. Now the 2025 wind is blowing them away, the colors and the memories that I picked to stay. A piece of your smile, a piece of your ghost, the pieces of you that I needed the most. But a fragment isn't a whole, no fragment, it's just a stone. I loved you in pieces, and now I'm alone. Just fragments, nothing but fragments. We were a vintage wine in a brand new glass, watching the 2025 seasons pass. We thought the years would only make us sweet, but the air grew thin and the air grew weak. We didn't notice the cork was dry until the gold in our veins began to die. Now there's a bitterness in every sip and a cold hard line across your lip. The label is torn and the bottle is stained by every little sorrow and the tears we've rained. We are what we were back then. Love didn't age well, it just turned to dust. The silver turned to iron and the iron turned to rust. We thought we'd be the ones to beat the clock, but we're just two ships crashing on the rock. The sweetness we promised has gone to seed, leaving us with a hunger we can no longer feed. Time wasn't a healer, it was a heavy cell. And I'm sorry, darling, but our love didn't age well. Like an old photograph left out in the day. We're still in the cellar, we're still in the dark, but we've lost the heat and we've lost the spark. We're a forever that has stayed too long, the dying notes of a tired song. Maybe we should have finished it while it was bright, before the shadows of the morning stole the light. But we kept it on the shelf until the flavor died, and now we're just drinking our own hollow pride. Love didn't age well, it just turned to dust. The silver turned to iron and the iron turned to rust. We thought we'd be the ones to beat the clock, but we're just two ships crashing on the rock. Oh, the sweetness we promised has gone to sea, leaving us with a hunger we can no longer feed. Time wasn't a healer, it was a heavy cell. And I'm sorry, darling, but our love didn't age well. It didn't get better with time, it just became a crime. Still empty bottle on the floor, and I don't recognize us anymore. No, it didn't age well. It didn't age well. It's time to pour it out. Love didn't age well, not at all. The tea went cold between our hands, just like all those big tomorrow plans. We were sitting on the edge of the velvet couch, with a silence so loud it was screaming out. I watched your eyes drift to the door, like you didn't recognize me anymore. No shouting matches, no slamming glass, just the slow, quiet fading of the grass. No stay with me, no one more go, just the heavy weight of letting go. It was the night we stopped trying, the night the fire went black. We didn't even bother crying, 'cause there was no way to lead us back. We just folded the map and turned out the light, gave up the ghost and gave up the fight. It didn't end with a bang or a dying spark, just two shadows drifting in the dark. On the night we stopped trying. yourself and left it there. The I love yous felt like borrowed clothes, too tight to wear, God only knows. When we became two strangers in a room, waiting for the end to seal our doom. Sometimes the saddest part of the fall is realizing you don't wanna catch it at all. We ran out of breath, we ran out of rope. We finally dropped the heavy load, and the air got thin, and the world got still, as we lost the heart and lost the will. Trying the night the fire went black. We didn't even bother crying, 'cause there was no way to lead us back. We just folded the map and turned out the light, gave up the ghost and gave up the fight. It didn't end with a bang or a dying spark, just two shadows drifting in the dark. On the night we stopped trying. You took your keys, I took the blame. The house still smells exactly the same, but the us is gone, the we is dead. Just an empty space on your side of the bed. Yeah, the night we stopped trying was the first night I finally slept in.
I watch you pack the silence in a cardboard box, while the clock on the wall counted down the heartbeats. You were folding sweaters like you were folding our history, careful not to look at the space between my feet. The coffee's still warm, but the room turned cold. The greatest story ever told just suddenly felt old. I reached for your hand, but you found your keys. 1,000 don't goes brought me to my knees, but your mind was already miles down the road before you even showed it. The weight of the load. It was the day you chose distance over us, the day you traded gold for the highway rush. You didn't say goodbye, you just said you needed space, but I saw the map of leaving written on your face. Now there's 1,000 miles where your heart used to beat, and a bit of wind blowing down our little street. Oh, the world kept turning, but I'm out of existence on the day you chose distance. You left the porch light on like a cruel kind of joke, while my promises vanished like a puff of smoke. I'm checking the weather where I think you might be, wondering if the rain that tastes like the sea, or if it tastes like the tears I'm hiding away. Since the moment you decided you couldn't stay, is the air any thinner where you're standing now? was the day I lost the fight.
You didn't wait for the storm to break or see how much this heart could take. You saw a crack in the window pane and decided you couldn't stand the rain. I was ready to build, I was ready to bleed, but you were looking for the quickest way to leave. No heavy talks, no trying to fix the fuse. You just picked the path you knew you wouldn't lose. While I was bracing for the climb, digging in my heels, you were already slipping out, indifferent to how it feels. You chose the easy exit, the one without the stairs, the back door left wide open while I was saying prayers. You didn't want the work, you didn't want the weight. You just walked away and left it all to fade. It's easy to leave when you don't look behind at the beautiful mess you've decided to resign. Yeah, you saved yourself the trouble, you saved yourself the pain, but you left me standing hollow in the middle of the plane on the night. You chose the easy exit. There's no we tried in the way you went, just a ghost of a love and a life misspent. You didn't want the scars that come with staying true, so you traded forever for something shiny and new. It's a coward's comfort, a clean getaway, while I'm left cleaning up the wreckage of yesterday. Love is a house that you have to maintain through the drought and the heat and the winter rain. But you're just a tenant who ran when it shook, closing the chapter before I finished the book. You took the shortcut, you took the slide, while I'm still standing on the mountainside. You chose the easy exit, the one without the stairs, the back door left wide open while I was saying prayers. You didn't want the work, you didn't want the weight. You just walked away and left it all to fade. It's easy to leave when you don't look behind at the beautiful mess you've decided to resign. Yeah, you saved yourself the trouble, you saved yourself the pain, but you left me standing hollow in the middle of the plane on the night. You chose the easy exit. The door is still swinging on its hinges tonight, a quiet reminder you gave up the fight. No, I'm sorry, no tears, no final goodbye, just a cold empty hallway and a gray lonely sky. Yeah, you took the easy way out and left me the hard way in. I saw your car parked down on 5th and Main, the same dent in the fender, the same rust from the rain. My thumb hovered over your name in my phone, a habit so heavy it's a weight of its own. I could could've reached out, I could've walked up and poured all our history back into the cup. But I gripped the wheel until my knuckles turned white, and I drove straight through the yellow light. It's a different kind of haunting, self-imposed ghost, turning my back on what I wanted the most. But I know how the movie ends if I stay, so I force my heart to look the other way. Yeah, I missed you on purpose today. I didn't take the turn, I didn't say what I'd say. I let the distance grow, I let the window stay blurred. I kept the I love yous from being overheard, because catching your eye is a beautiful trap. And I'm finally trying to bridge the gap between the person I was and the one who can stay. So I missed you on purpose today. I missed you on purpose today. There's a song on the radio, that old lonely blues, the one we danced to in our kitchen, no shoes. I almost pulled over to give it a spin, to let all the memory come rushing back in. But nostalgia is a liar with a silver tongue, telling me we're still happy, telling me we're still young. And I spent too many years living in the if, standing on the edge of a memory's cliff. It's the hardest kind of healing, the kind that feels like hate, to walk past the garden and lock up the gate, to see you in a crowd and pretend I'm just blind, to leave the best parts of my life behind. But if I touch the fire, I'll just burn again. And I'm so tired of the smoke, my friend. Yeah, missed you on purpose today. I didn't take the turn, I didn't say what I'd say. I let the distance grow, I let the window stay blurred. I kept the I love yous from being